I got the dome light on, and we are in the parking lot. Hello, how's everybody doing out there? I normally don't turn it on, like I said, because I'm paranoid. Because a couple of years ago, I think it was when I was in the '03 Jaguar, I left one of the dome lights on. And fortunately, it didn't drain enough battery power that it caused a problem by the time I got out to the car again, because we were working 8-hour days, But that's all in the past. Yeah. Nicola Methvin has an article out about the rumored unit spinoff, and the thing is, that's something I think we've all been talking about for a while now. Um, the reason being is you'll notice how Kate Stewart has been popping up quite a bit, and we've seen her in the filming for the 60th. So it's not beyond reason or beyond rhyme that would be their go-to, because as we saw at the end of The Power of the Doctor, um, we now have all these former companions getting together. By the way, thank you, Chris Chibnall, for doing something that no one else had the cojones to do, at least since RTD, when he brought back Sarah Jane Smith and K9. And that was bringing a classic companion back into the series, and Chibs brought a few back into the series. And it's going to be kind of weird, if we do eventually, because we do know Mel gets mentioned in a scene that was being filmed for the 60th. Now, originally I was not getting hopeful because, we've been led on before. But then, of course, Bonnie Langford, a.k.a. Mel Bush, appeared at the end of The Power of the Doctor. I hope they have an interesting tale of how she made it back to Earth. Because remember, she when we last saw the character Melanie Bush, that was back in Dragonfire, if memory serves correct, and that was when she was going off with Sabalon Blitz on the Nosferatu 2. But she didn't want to travel with the Doctor anymore. But okay, so it's not outside of reason that would be the case, that they're going to do a unit spinoff. There's no mention of Ingrid Oliver. So we don't know if that character, the character is going to appear of, Osgood. So, haven't seen, her pop up on set or anything like that. So, we do know she's been doing the Big Finish audios. But, to me, it's like, I don't know if they'd want to open that can of worms again. Because remember, there's now, two Osgoods running around, both of which are probably Zygons. And, Moffat once again had to resurrect a dead companion. Well, we don't have any rain here on this, and fortunately, it's clear out today. Yesterday, there was only supposed to be at most a 13% chance of precipitation. Yet we had, rain, we had freezing rain, we had snow. And guess what? It's all already melted and gone. So, even though it's 23 degrees Fahrenheit according to the car here, and the temperature is supposed to, which is interesting. Like I said, I know a lot of folks want to debate the whole climate change thing in the comments, and I'm like, I'm not going to, because frankly, they don't know. They're, based off of this, it's like someone mentioned something about the carbon dioxide levels are higher. I said, well, you can blame that on the whaling industry, because a lot of things people don't know. Let's give you a brief educational moment. When whales poop, he's like, how do we go from Doctor Who to whale poop? That poop helps feed surface, phytoplankton. It helps fertilize it and all that, because the poop goes, upward and helps with that. And a big fat chunk of our oxygen on this planet came from that cycle. And then, of course, you had the morons out wanting whale oil. Now you got the Japanese who are blatantly violating treaty, of course, using a loophole in it. And they're still out there trying to kill whales, even though it's a big no-no. So that's another reason why you don't want to mess with the whales. Also, the weather on this planet has shifted radically many times over tens of thousands of years. Plus, the only reason I don't trust it is because there were too many people in too many dark corners sitting around deciding how much money they were going to make off whatever measures that were going to be used. Remember that whole carbon tax credit thing? It's almost as bad as the oil depletion allowance that still exists to this day. But I know a lot of people have been asking where Who's Books is. I have no idea. I'm going to have to, or maybe it's just, they're busy in the morning. I'll have to take a look around. But, yeah, the rumored article, the article about the unit spinoff rumor, that's been going around for a bit. Well, he wasn't arguing about destroyed the Enterprise ships. Wait. Oh, are you talking about the ones in the ready room on the E? That's another thing we'd like to know. Where's the Enterprise E? Where's the Enterprise F, or whatever they're up to? Yeah, he was talking about Wolf 359, Grant. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a thing, and I waited till the end of the series to tell AG, but a long time ago, and you'll see these videos all over the place, somebody put together all the cinematics from the Last of Us game. So I already knew how it was going to end and what was going to go on with the Fireflies as far as Ellie was concerned. I've also seen some of the Last of Us Part 2 ones. That's why I was really glad when they had a bunch of stuff that went off the reservation, so to speak, as far as the main storyline goes, because it was unexpected and it's stuff I've not seen before. Yeah, Captain Shaw, like I said, that's, you can't blame him for being how he is and who he is. They don't really, one of the things they tended to skip around, like everybody hated Captain Jellicoe. Remember him? I believe it was in Gambit Part 1 and 2, I think it was. I'm going off the memory box here. When he took over the Enterprise and everybody hated him. Guys, I was only a Sea Cadet, right, from 87 to 89. But that was probably one of the most accurate portrayals of a ship captain that I've seen on any show. Yep, technically, yeah. I keep thinking of that playing Fallout. Wait a minute, Picard's a synth, man. They're going to have to dig out a synth component when he goes, Because one of the things I like about Fallout, if I'm ever running low on fiber optics, I don't have to go crawling back to the Mechanist layer to get fiber optics. I just go out and whack a bunch of synths because I know where they're at, and then you take the synth component. And you could build up a ton of fiber optics if you know where they're concentrated in what random locations. Okay, asking me my favorite Doctor Who episode is like asking me what my favorite band is, what my favorite album is. because I can't really narrow it down to one. Okay, there's been a lot of great ones, like classic series. You know, you had a ton of great ones in the Hinchcliffe era. You know, just about every era of Doctor Who's had great episodes. So it's hard to narrow it down just to one. Fallout news, they wrapped filming on that a while back. So we should be getting some more news here in the near future as to when the series will be released. Yeah, I gave Rose a 10 out of 10 on a recent podcast over on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, if you want to go look it up. And a lot of people were looking at me like I was insane, and I said no, because it did what it had to do. You have to remember, this was the basis for the continuation. Sorry. Throat's drying out. See, normally I drink a lot of water during the day, and I don't have any out yet. And that was to keep the jumpstart this new era. And it introduced all the basics. It brought in a new companion, and then you had to reintroduce the Doctor and introduce him to a whole new generation. And it did all this in a 1-hour episode. So that's why I always gave it a 10 out of 10, because it wasn't the best episode in the universe, but it, mission accomplished. It did what it had to do. Well, folks, I got to get going. It's that time again, so please take care of yourselves out there. Be kind, be calm, be safe, and we'll hopefully see you all in the very near future. Keep your eyes out. Like I said, I think Unit is going to be one of the first spin-offs. So take care, everyone. We'll see you all, and hopefully, sometime soon.